Remember that time I made that video about Mr. Ratburn and it got like 40,000 views? Crazy, right? On an unrelated note, I'm covering another Arthur thing today. Arthur, a few days ago, the show released a 1 hour special episode entitled The Rhythm and Roots of Arthur. Now, when you hear rhythm and roots, you're going to anticipate it's going to be musical, and you will be disappointed. There are songs in this, and let me tell you, each one is cringier than the last. And yeah, like now I'm just going to kind of try to briefly cover the plot of it. Arthur's going to the country for his great great grand uncle or something's birthday. So they go to the middle of the wilderness. They go to this farm in Ohio. I didn't know until then that apparently there are farms in Ohio. I kind of just thought that Ohio was just a bunch of like forests outside the city, but you learn something new every day. And apparently, everyone there speaks with a southern twang, even though that's Ohio and that's not near the South. But anyway, so basically, they go there. They go with his friend Buster, but the mom stays with Baby Kate because Baby Kate's sick. So basically, plot is Arthur's getting to know his like cousin, but he didn't realize that like people from the country have different pastimes than him. So it's like, oh, let's go to the swimming hole, or I don't watch much TV. And like Arthur's like, but I thought your life was supposed to revolve around Black Bunny and Bionic Bunny and stuff. And he's like, no, I. And then the nephew's like, no, I live a normal life or something. I go outside. I don't stay on the internet looking up messed up stuff on the internet. You creepo, Arthur. And then basically, that's just basically the plot. And Buster's just kind of like the third wheel the whole time. Like, there's this one thing where they're trying to swing on the rope and like fall into the pool, like the old swimming hole, basically. And Buster forgets to let go of the rope, so he goes and he busts his foot. And apparently, despite him just having like a cut on his foot, he needs like a whole cast for the leg, which made no sense whatsoever. But here we go, medical stuff, insert healthcare joke here, I guess. So basically, right now, you also have the other plot being DW being bored because, I mean, she's in the middle of freaking nowhere. It's just a bunch of corn, alpacas. And that's another thing about this. I am disappointed. They're in the middle of corn. There's not a single Children of the Corn reference in there. And I'm just, come on. It's very obvious. Just at least make that joke. DW is bored and she's scared because, like, there's lizards that are around. She's scared of snakes. And she finds refuge in her great great uncle, who's the guy in the picture here, who's basically like a redneck Orville Redenbacher. He looks like Orville Redenbacher, damn, you know. But and it's like, oh, it's a good time, but like she doesn't have a good time. This is weird how they structure it. Like she's having a bad time, starts having a good time with the uncle, but like she's having a bad time still. Like the character arc in that's just really weird and makes no sense whatsoever. But I mean, it's Arthur and it's 5,000th season. I mean, they phoned it in at this point. So like, we had the teacher being a gay marriage. We've run out of ideas. Let's just send him off to the farm. Let's send him to the ranch. You know, and basically, and it's just like DW can't adjust. Buster's the third wheel, and he feels bad. And then you have like the family has like their helper on the farm, but he like raps and not even that good. So he like raps about family like not being like family is more than just the people you're related to. So to like make Buster feel more included because like I'm more included. Like I'm not related to these people, but I'm part of their family. And this guy is weird. Like he's like this like helper, but he's just too happy. Like that sounds like a really superficial complaint, but there is no one on earth that happy. Except for Mormons, because for some reason those people get really happy for some reason. But yeah, like and like he does this like he raps like two different times in this. There's like only like four songs in this, but two of them are this guy rapping. The other one's DW screaming about how she's bored, and I already forgot about the other one because it was so boring. And basically you have this thing where it's like it's the birthday. Buster wants to get a present for the grandfather, so he's like goes underneath the bed and finds a bottle to put vases in. It turns out it's a 60-year-old bottle of like grape soda he drank with Grandma Nora. And it's like, okay, why is a 6-year-old bottle still under the bed? Like, it's just so illogical that a bottle is under a bed for 60 years and no one like notices it or like picks it up or something. It just seemed really weird and made absolutely no logical sense if you think about it. But again, it's a damn show made for 8-year-olds. That's in its like 9 millionth season at this point. So I mean, who am I to judge? I mean, it's just Arthur doing weird Arthur stuff right now. And really, like one thing that irks me is at the very end of this, you like the mom who, like I said, didn't go with them because baby Kate is sick, took the baby, and they show up in a cab. No, they live in like suburban Boston. So did they fly to the airport without any luggage and just like take a cab there? Or did they just take a cab 5 hours from Boston all the way to Ohio? I mean, like, imagine that's like a heavenly bill right there for the cab driver, but it's like, how do you convince someone to drive like 5 hours on like a weekday when they like want to get home to their families and stuff? Like, someone has to hold a gun to his head and it's like, drive me to Ohio in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of a farm. Do it, or something. And again, like, if I'm the dad, I'm like, okay, I'm not paying that bill. No, it's like, why'd you come here now? We had, like, I know we had spotty internet here, but we could have still FaceTimed or something. I'm not paying that. Like, maybe you and your like computer tax technician money, the job that apparently you still have. Maybe you can get some of that money for it because that's at least like $5,000 to $10,000 or something to go that far in a taxi. You know, and again, that's just one thing that irked me. And again, ultimately, this was just very dry. Like, I know I made it kind of sound exciting with all my gripes with it, but it's a hard watch. Like, I had to stop a few times because it was very monotonous, especially with the DW plot line of not wanting to be there, and then like Buster's monotonous plot line of like, oh, I feel like a third wheel, and that's just really 90% of it. It's just those two plot lines, and the whole gag of Buster forgetting to tie down his baggage to the car, so his bag flew up the side of the road, and raccoons were playing around with it, and it was just really kind of monotonous and boring. Although, like I said, with some of the moments I found some interest with it. I mean, have you guys seen this? It debuted like I think January 20th, and it's probably on your local PBS station. Just check around for there. It might be online too. I didn't even bother to check online. So, what are your guys' opinions on this? Are you still surprised that Arthur is making episodes? I think it started like in April of '96, so it's basically as old as I am. So that's impressive. I mean, what's your opinions on Arthur to this day? Is the animation god awful? What's your opinions? I'll leave them below. If you like this content, if you want to hear me rip on Arthur episodes some more, please like this video. Please subscribe and hit that notification button. I am Super Orange Cat, and that is all.